Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Conan the Barbarian from Titan Comics. This is issue number 6, covered by Patrick Zurcher. Not the best cover, but you know, it is what it is. We continue, I said we continue the story with, well, this is a flashback, by the way, when he lies here with BELIT. I believe that's how you say. I'm not sure the proper pronunciation, sorry. As he asks him if he is fearing gods. And he says, well, I would not fret on their shadow. And he talks about Mithra of the Hyborians. He must be a strong god because his people have built their cities over the world. But even the Hyborians fear Set. And Bel, god of thieves, is a good god. When a thief in Zamora, I learned of him. Well, we're coming back to Bel a little bit later. Anyway, so, yeah, she died, unfortunately. Right, and BELIT, it was a fantastic character. It happened in the Marvel Comics, I believe, in the 80s. And I must say, this run of Conan is probably the best since that Marvel time. Of all the iterations of Conan, I think Titan Comics really nailed it with the character. It's great stuff. Anyway, so yeah, this has also happened in the past. I'm not sure which issue. Does he have a... Yeah. All right. Anyway, and then we go to the now, where they're being attacked by, well, spirits, wraiths, spectres, if you will. So they are grabbing this. I mean, they're trying to steal this artifact. These four people, including Conan, right? So Conan dives and puts Kamal out of the way, and even Chandra is, fleeing. But this guy, Graf Delok, he is frozen with fear, right? So the Spectre touches him, and I don't know what happened to him, or probably he's in really bad shape. Anyway, it's flesh girl, give us your flesh. Not a chance. So, what's his name again? Kamal. He says he's grabbing something out of his pouch, and he says, Conan, cut it now. And he throws the pouch, and Conan cuts it, and it's silver dust. Of course, these spirits are not, don't like that at all. It looks great, by the way, right? So he's grabbing the other thief, the lockthief, lockmaster, that, and Conan gets the hell out of here. But there's guards, right? But they are being trampled over while they are trying to escape. So one of the guards just stands up and he looks behind him and he says, oh no, dear. So these specters are basically chasing Conan and his thieving crew, right? So he kicks in the door and, oh shit. Yep, soldiers, there's too many. Not for Conan. It says, what's the name? Chandra? Let me double check. Chandra. Okay, now this looks super awesome, right? Look at this. Yeah, it looks fantastic. There's only one complaint. I also have that from the last issue. I mean, look at this, right? I mean, I like my gore and my blood spatters, but this guy's face is exploding somehow. I mean, it looks like that. And not only that, look at this. If you take the swing here, where is this arm coming from? Because this guy has still the arm. These maybe, but I'm not entirely sure. Right, so where does this chopped off arm comes from? I don't know. Looks great though, but you know, I had to point it out. And also, too much brown color for my taste. You know, why? Anyway, I don't like the color brown pretty much. Also, anyway, so he's hacking into these soldiers of Bel, I guess, and his peers, comrades, is looking with awe and amazement, I guess. Well, Conan is just, he has a reputation, right? He's the barbarian. He's Cimmerian born, a savage warrior. But then the spirits comes in, the wraiths, and they say, the vessel is not yours. The vessel awaits a greater power. Thus your flesh is ours. So, Kamal has been, touched, ripped, scratched, even Chandra. He's been clawed. And then he says, so one of the wraiths, spirits, right, says, look at you, slaying are sure as any spirit of death. And we see it now so clearly. No wonder you covered the vessel. You already felt our master's touch. It was at issue number 4. If you want to know what it is, check it out. I did a review on that. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. But then they say, perhaps you're not weak after all, or weak at all. Perhaps worthy, perhaps. And then they are leaving, only wisps of cold air in their wake. What the heathen hells was that? Says the other guy. I told you not to touch the stone. It doesn't matter now. We got Terran's touch. That was the job. That was the tablet, right? Now this looks super awesome. So they need to get out of here. So he's throwing this corpse through the window, right? And they escape. Well, rings are belling and more. Rings are belling. Bells are ringing. Did they really say that? And more soldiers coming, but of course, Conan and his crews are already gone. And then they meet up with Jakur the Found and say, is the deed done? Yes, it is done. And say, hey, where's your lockpicker? He's fine. He's just resting. This isn't a social call, priest. Make with the treasure you promised. Of course, my Boris friends, once I've confirmed the pieces of authenticity. It's in the pouch, but I wouldn't inspect it with bare hands if I were you. As one of living Terran's most faithful, I've nothing to fear. It's called Terran's touch. Conan's teeth clenched as Jakur carefree approach. Does this fool not realize how dangerous it is? But then he says, it's empty. What are you hell talking about? Terran's touch, you dull, dim-witted dog. It no longer carries the spark within. It's passive, powerless, utterly inert. What did you do? And then Chandra says, we stole the damn rock. That's what you wanted, so that's what we did. I'm not paying a fortune for an incomplete artifact. The Cimmerian has enough of this conniving city dwellers and their weasel ways. With a sharp intake of breath and steel grip hand on the priest's bony shoulder, Conan makes it clear that these terms are not up for negotiation. Spark or no, that is the stone. Pray or I take the coin from your corpse. The mysterious monk is about to respond, but then something catches his attention. A sinister sensation and elicts the grasp of fright from deep within, and he whispers, Alex wounds, they already escaped. Your payment. Of course, barbarian. It's right here, good as sworn. Spend it while you can. All right, so they got the coin, and they ask, hey, Conan, what are you going to do with your share? Well, he's going to drink and have a party. Looks great. I love this kind of stuff, right? But, Conan goes basically back from where he began, where he's reminiscing and thinking about his last love, BELIT, where Chandra looks at him. He's still being depressed, I guess, of her passing. Now, I'm not sure how much time there is in between her death and now. Could be years, could be months, I don't know. But, Chandra takes action because she likes the Cimmerian, and Conan gives in, and they're having a fun time with each other while he's thinking of making love with BELIT, right? When the deed is over, not that I ever doubted Cimmerian strings, but even still, that was impressive. There was every bit as impressive as I hoped it would be. Good, he says. Good, is it? Shall we carry on, so I may garner finer praise than that? It wasn't a critique. And yet, it also wasn't a compliment. Like treasure or secrets, all things must be earned. That's nice. So, but then Chandra falls silent. Then, without warning, the wound of the thief's arm feels frigid once more, as her thoughts retreat to something distant, dark, and decidedly deadly. Cool, and that leads us to the next issue. I'm not sure YouTube algorithm likes this, but it is what it is. And we're gonna continue with the book. I like it very much. It has this, this old school feel of storytelling. I like it a lot. A lot of covers here if you want. I wanted to have this cover because I like that, but I couldn't get it. That's besides the point. The point is that this is a fun book. And I recommend it to, not only the book, but the whole series, if you will. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think about it. By the way, our campaign is closed. We raised over $3,000, which is good. And although we didn't hit the target, $4,000 was the asking price or the goal. We're gonna continue on Kickstarter later, so I have to set up the campaign, and then later also on Fund My Comics. So to everybody who backed the book, shared my book, talked about my book, you know, all that, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So I wish you all a good day. Bye bye.